Alrighty, hey everybody. Sir Kunamet, you are not late at all. I'm excited to get started on this. I just had a thing of, or I just had an energy drink, so I should be good for the next 2 hours. I'm just going to get rid of a couple of the requests that I've already done. Um, so really we only have two. Um, two requests on the to-do list. So I'm just gonna make um, a new drawing for this. And we have Arthur catching a ghastly at the old chateau. I forgot to switch my screen over. Oops. There we go. That should be better. So I only have two requests that are actually very Halloween themed tonight. Oof, this lag. That's the real scary stuff here. So we only have two of these. And I think we can get started. So yeah, I did more or less forget kind of to to restart my computer before starting this. So I may end up lagging out and I may have to take a break at the hour mark. But if that's the case, it will be back up shortly. So we want a ghastly. Searching for a reference image on my other computer. Alright, so I'm just blocking in some shapes here. And then the ghastly is pretty much just like a sphere. There's not really much to it. So, here, fangs, little aura around it. And I'm gonna draw the hand where he's holding a Pokeball. I'm just gonna, it may be a little shaky. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I'm doing much better. I took a couple of ibuprofen to help with my headache, and I am good for tonight. Or at least I should be, fingers crossed. Um, so now we can take down opacity here. I am monitoring the chat on my other computer. And I'm also going to look up Arthur, because I know how to draw him, but I want to be extra sure. Alright, so I just need to get rid of the group deviation stacks. And now I can my gallery. And look up. Alright. I've got my reference form up now. Ooh, cool. Tell me about it. Put it in the chat and I will hurry up and try to get through these so I can get to them. I'm not going to be putting too much effort into these, just because I do want to get on with it and try and have a lot of them to upload. There's probably going to be quite a bit of a delay in between when I wrap up the stream and when I actually get everything uploaded, because I am live streaming from the study room, which is over by the common area in my dorm, and I'm not gonna actually post anything until I'm back in my room. And for the record, I am perfectly okay taking a really late night tonight because finally my assignments are kind of relaxed. I mean, yeah, I have to give a presentation tomorrow about PR and advertising, but I have been practicing that one in the mirror for 3 weeks. I think I know, I think I'm good, just saying. Especially considering it's an extra credit assignment too, so I don't even have to do that good on it. It's not like it's going to impact my grade negatively. Like, even if I got a 0 on it, it would not bring down my grade anymore. And I have an A in that class, so like, I'm not really risking anything. And for my other class, we're not even actually meeting up that night, so like, woo, I am free tomorrow. So if I need to take an extra nap, I can take an extra nap. Now the point of us not meeting up in our second class tomorrow is actually so that we can get on location and interview each other. But I still have to coordinate with my group about where we're meeting and how we intend to go about this assignment. Because, like, if all of us aren't on top of things, we might as well have none of us on top of things. So I need to get on it. But also so do they. Alrighty, so this is going pretty well. My Halloween went pretty well. We read some screenplays in class based on prompts that we all wrote together. I may have written the weirdest sentence I've ever written in screenwriting thus far, and considering the things I have written in this class, I think that's saying something. So it was a lot of fun. For the record, Sir Kunamet, I actually shared the sentence with you. Could you, like, paste it into the chat? And I will read it. Because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it was about the Canadian goose clown. Yeah, that one. The writing professor asked us if we were on drugs, and, well, the answer is not the fun kind. Don't do drugs, kids. Ah, there we go. That's the one. The Canadian goose clown wipes his nose, which is bleeding maple syrup, and pulls a hockey stick from somewhere to retaliate. And then, like, after that... And then after that, not even too long after that, I ended up introducing a character who is basically Dutch Tommy Wiseau. So, hey Burning One, how are you doing? It's good to see you here. Having a good Halloween? I'm just doing some of the spookier requests on my to-do list, and then I will be taking requests from the chat. So far I've got the OCs so far I've got Aqua Stormfalls, or at least, no, trying to figure out how to phrase this. The usual group of OCs watching a horror movie together. So I'm not sure how many of these I will be getting done, but I do have 2 whole hours to work tonight. Sorry you don't really go out for Halloween. I mean, I don't either. I went to class in costume and, well, that's the extent of my going out. But, my life has taken a serious turn for the not fun lately. I've been on a diet for 6 months. I've started working out 4 days a week. You know, responsible adult kind of stuff. It's... Okay, working out is kind of fun. But, my point is that, my point that I definitely had is that I don't go out for Halloween that much either. But, yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it? Like he's gonna have Pikachu fight this Ghastly. It's not the law all over the United States, but a lot of places are implementing it. And I just think it's kind of... There's no particularly uninvasive way to enforce it. I don't know, I have a lot of opinions about laws, but I try to keep them off this channel because if you want my politics, you can check my Tumblr. And chances are, if you disagree with my politics, you're not on Tumblr. But, I do think a lot of laws that are being proposed lately are really on the unenforceable side, at least unenforceable without sacrificing a great deal of personal freedom. You know, things like bathroom bills, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I get why people want them. I may not agree with why people want them, but the thing is, what about us ugly chicks, you know? Are we gonna get kicked out of our own bathrooms because we happen to look like dudes? You know? And that is the extent to which I'm gonna talk about this issue. Because I am here to draw spooky Halloween stuff, not talk politics with you guys. We can do that later. So I'm just gonna draw some dark shapes in the background. Um. Oh, trust me, there is a reason I dressed up as Princess Tiabini this year. I saw her on Disenchantment and I was like, finally, Bucktooth representation. But I have to say my self-confidence has gotten better since I started working out. It's one thing I can thank my doctor for. It hasn't fixed a lot of the things that they said it would fix, but what do I know? um, I did not go to medical school. That might be too much of a blur. Dude, I'm 230 pounds. Pretty does not happen. Well, okay, pretty does happen at this size, just not with my face. Which is why I don't have my face cam on. But like, I'm not here to be like, oh, feel sorry for me or anything. Being pretty is not a requirement in life. That's not where I wanted to save that. I wanted to save that desktop. Anything I plan on doing after this, getting some sleep. If I can, I did have an energy drink before this after restricting my caffeine for 3 weeks. So it may be hitting me a little bit harder than I intended. Alright. Also, I appreciate you saying 230 is not that bad, but my doctor begs to differ. I have to say though, I am pretty pleased about being 230 considering I'm down from 260. So now we've got Rocket Raccoon wearing Doctor Strange's cloak. When did I turn British? Joke's on me. My family has always been British. I have a very British last name. Um, 180 for me would be about 20 pounds over what my doctor says I'm supposed to be. Do I think I will get there? That is up for much scholarly debate. But that said, the thing I've learned about 6 months of dieting is that no matter how good you're doing, you are going to continue to be fat until you're finally not. So the other thing that it made me think about is you can't really tell who's trying to do anything about it and who's not. You know, you don't know who's got their first day at the gym versus who's been going there for months. I appreciate that. Ooh, are you having fun in Uncharted 4? It looks like a fun game, I just am not much of a gamer. The games that I play the most right now are Breath of the Wild and Mobile Solitaire. I have been trying to get through Kingdom Hearts in time for Kingdom Hearts 3. I beat the first game, Got through Chain of Memories, watched Days. Um, I know, right? Breath of the Wild is so fun. But so I watched Days, beat 2, and now I've got Birth by Sleep, but I swear every time I try to go home for the weekend, something pops up and I never get to play it. So it's just like, Now you may be asking why I didn't bring my PS4 back with me, and the answer is there is not enough room in my dorm to have a TV. We're allowed to have them, there's just no space. Unless you mount it. Sir Kunima, I will probably pick Fastidious for my raccoon rogue. This is turning out to look less like Rocket and more like a generic raccoon, but I think I'm okay with that. Like, don't get me wrong, games are fun, I just never have time. And when I have time, I don't have the money, because I end up spending all my money on art supplies. Can you blame me though? Art is also fun. Well, okay, sometimes it's fun. Most of the time it's fun. Yeah, I wish I could have followed that playthrough a little bit more. That's the other thing. Like, I'm really sorry I keep missing your live streams. It's just, we're getting to about that point in the semester where everybody's like, okay, it's time for us to really be thinking about finals. Thanks, I'm glad Rocket looks good. I used to watch anime, but lately I just, well, okay, in addition to not having time, just not much has interested me. Um, like, even One Punch Man, it's a really good show and I would love to finish it one day, but I find myself really only able to watch one, maybe 2 episodes at a time. I haven't even started Hiroaka. Um, I did start Castlevania with Sir Kunamet because there is an excellent online service where you can watch Netflix with people. I am studying, but here's the thing. 3 out of 4 of my finals are long-term projects. So I only have one actual test, and that's in the class I have an A in. The last time I took a test in that class was the midterm, and I got 100%. Technically 102 because I went ahead and did the extra credit questions. So I'm not particularly worried about that class. I am worried about my longer projects because my project management skills are lacking. Honestly, YouTube is the longest project I've ever managed successfully. I learned a lot of lessons with the search for Excalibur, and I promise one day I am gonna finish it. I just have to decide where my research on medieval weddings should begin, or where my research should end and where I should take creative license, and that answer changes in several places. Okay, so now we've got Rocket's feet. But, oh yeah, no candy today for me. Like, this is the first Halloween where I've actually foregone eating candy, even though copious amounts of it were sent to me by well-meaning family. I ended up just bringing it to my screenwriting class and passing it around while we were reading each other's scripts. But it was a fun experience. I mean, this might just be me, but I do think screenwriting is possibly one of the most fun classes that you can take. And that's coming from someone who managed to land a video games as lit course next year. It's gonna be lit, fam. Yeah, those are all good ones. Yeah, I mean, I guess I am able to watch a Gretzko all the way through, but it helps that the episodes are only 15 minutes. Um, let's see, Kunamet and I, we have also been watching Castlevania, which I like it, but there is regrettably a line in it that is very comparable to Twilight, so I'm not sure whether to say 0 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Yeah, Castlevania is a Netflix original. It's funny, I do watch a lot of Netflix originals for someone who doesn't particularly like Netflix. But, I keep it running, I keep it running partly because I'm a film major, and do you know the reaction you get when you tell them you're a film major and you don't have Netflix? It's almost as bad as the reaction you get when you tell people you're a film major and you've never seen Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction, by the way. Like, I get that it's an important movie to study and stuff. I just can never find the oomph to sit down and watch it. Like, actually watch it through all the way. Yeah, that's the third reason, I guess, why I keep Netflix around, is that, it's also kind of all I've got outside of YouTube. That said, I find my YouTube experience to be more carefully curated, and I know that's entirely on me as a viewer, but it's less on me as a viewer when it comes to Netflix. So, I'm not really sure what else to say with regards to that. I'm just gonna give Rocket a little bit of a white muzzle. This is a very stylized Rocket. So stylized, it doesn't even really look like him. Alright, that's fine. No, no need to apologize. Hanging out with family is fun, and you should do it. There we go. And I'll give him a little bit of a marking there because I think he has that. I don't know, I'm not even looking at. Yeah, I know Rocket wears clothes, I just didn't feel like drawing them. Which is a lame excuse, I know. So I'm just going to set a nice background color. This layer under there, and give him a platform to stand on. There we go. Alrighty. So while I'm saving this, Aqua, what horror movie do you think the OCs should be watching? And which OCs, because there are 6 of them that I usually draw. I would prefer to narrow it down to like 4 tops, but preferably only 2 or 3. Alrighty. I'm going to swap over and post these on DeviantArt while I wait for your reply. Probably Halloween, and probably Jason and Claire, and possibly Chase. Okay, cool. I will get on that just as soon. I didn't export them as PNGs. Okay, never mind. Back to the drawing board. Alright, so what kind of poses do you think they'll be in? I'm going to export these as PNGs while I wait for you to respond. Catches a ghastly. Like, do you think they would be hugging each other in fear? Do you think, who do you think would be hogging all the popcorn? You know, would one of them be hiding under a blanket or something? The possibilities are endless. I just need a little something more to work with for speed's sake. I'm just gonna flip over and post one of these while I wait for you to respond. And if I get these posted before you respond, I'll make something up. Alright, Chase might be hogging the popcorn. How would Jason react? Maybe I'll just draw Anne and Chase and Claire. And we can draw Jason and Aurora watching a movie together some other time. Alrighty. There we go. Posting this, putting it in my requests folder. There we go. Onward. Okay. So, do you think they would be sitting on the couch or sitting on the floor? Because a couch opens up some possibilities for posing that the floor doesn't have. But I remember the 2 times I actually got to go to a sleepover, we would sit on the floor. Jason, I don't know, I almost think he could be unimpressed with the movie. Guys, we see scarier stuff than this on a daily basis. I think he might keep an eye on Chase and Claire because he is protective of Claire. But then again, maybe he's at a point where he actually trusts Chase and understands that their relationship is fine. Or even more than fine compared to Jason's references for what relationships look like. You think he'd be unimpressed with the movie? Okay, so I'm putting a couch here, and I'm gonna draw in red. Alright. I'm just gonna have an head up here. Alright, so Chase, as always, is going to be in green. I'm going to have him leaning over here. And of course, he's going to have the bucket of popcorn in one hand and his other arm over Claire, who I'm going to draw in purple. She's going to be over here with her arms around Chase. These are very out of proportion. I'm gonna have to make Claire's legs longer, because that is way too tiny for her. Alright. we go. Anatomy's a little wonky, but I will fix it up later. And then Jason is going to be in blue. And I'm just going to have him leaning over the couch. And like, hey, remember that promise we made? For those of you who don't know these characters' backstories, Jason did make a promise with Chase that if Chase ever broke Claire's heart, Jason would break his face. So now we can go in and start sketching out the characters and not just their poses. All right. There we go. We've got Jason's hair. And the sensor just turned off the light, so hold on, I'm gonna get it turned back on. There we go. Don't like sitting in the dark. Who am I kidding? I don't mind sitting in the dark. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing alright? Why am I not seeing anything about my viewer count? Why is it saying this stream is offline? I'm gonna refresh the page on my other computer. Okay, good. We got 5 people watching. Okay, there's just nothing new in chat. Okay. Well, at least we've got it. Back up, and I should be able to respond to you guys once you guys say something. So I'm just gonna have Jason with a question mark. Ooh, what candy are you making? Candy's good. Not good for you, but it sure is tasty. Also, just to have a discussion topic in the chat, what is everyone's favorite kind of candy? I'm not really sure I have a favorite. Ooh, peanut butter fudge is good. But, I'm not really sure I have a favorite kind of candy, but I do have a favorite kind of ice cream. I would say my taste is pretty vanilla, but it's actually mint chocolate chip. Let's see. I do like Smarties and various types of lollipops. Let's see. I'm gonna draw Chase's face. Ooh, Reese's are good. Oh, your sister's allergic to peanuts? That's interesting. My mom developed a peanut allergy when she was about 42. And things have been kind of weird since. I'm just gonna draw a slight squish of his cheek pressed against Claire's head, and he's gonna be I'm gonna leave that eye blank. Should he be looking at Claire or the movie? Yeah, food allergies are rough. Alright. Now I can Claire. I'm just gonna have her face pressed against his chest, like this. Maybe indicate her nose there. There's some of her braids. Let's see, what else is a really good flavor of candy? Kit Kats are good. What else? I like pretty much any kind of toffee. Sea salt caramel is good in anything. Saltwater taffy is amazing, and I wish I could have more of it. So, this more defined sketch is going to help me get her anatomy in there better. You know what? I'm gonna twist her pelvis around a little bit more. Kind of a difficult pose, but it's not an impossible one. Other hand here. Oh yeah, again, do you think Chase should be looking at the movie or looking at Claire? Alright. Yours truly cannot draw feet, but hopefully the overall effect of this image will work out in my favor. While I'm working on this, do you think that the characters should be wearing their normal clothes or pajamas? So choose arm is going to be around here, and he's going to be just kind of comforting her a little. Normal clothes? Okay. So that means we can draw Claire's jeans like this. Poor girl. Chase needs to scoot over so she can hug him in a more comfortable position. But it wouldn't work for the composition of this shot. And as you all know, I am not throwing away my shot. Alright, so there's Claire's boot. It's got a very low heel on it. It only has a heel insofar as most boots have heels. There we go. I made Chase's head way too big. That's okay, I can always go in and fix it. Yes. Here's the bottom of his jacket. I know he usually wears it open, but it's easier to draw closed in this pose. There we go. Hey, thanks, Sir Kunima. I'm glad you like how it's looking. Now, should I add a certain black cat to the scene? I could have Jason covering Binks Jr.'s eyes like, no, he's too young for this. Which would be funny, but I think it might also be out of character. um, well, let's hear the idea, because we have got an hour left. You know, who knows? I feel like I'm kind of on a roll tonight. So we can at least hear it, even if it's not particularly creepy. I don't think this is particularly creepy, they're just watching a scary movie. Sure, do you have a reference for one of your OCs? You can reach me at any of my contact links, with the reference. Cool, send it over. At the very least, I can put it on the to-do list, and I don't know when I'll get it done, considering I randomized the to-do list using D&D dice, but, you know, I've had some of the requests on the to-do list for ages. So once it's on the to-do list, it may take several months to get to, or I could get to it next week. But that's the way the dice roll, and I do that really so no one can accuse me of favoritism. If you get more requests done than other people, it's probably because you sent in more requests. Alright. There's Anne. Alrighty, and I'm just also gonna draw Binks Jr. in blue. And Jason with his hand over Binks Jr.'s face. Alrighty, through which channel did you send the references? Was it through DeviantArt or email or Discord? Oh, you sent them to Twitter. Okay. I will have to log on to Twitter. I basically never use Twitter these days. I need to start, and now that I have a better phone with more memory space, I probably can. I just don't think my life is particularly interesting, so I have nothing to tweet about. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna hop on over to the desktop version of Twitter. So, the profile. Huh. Messages. Um, so if I did start getting more active on Twitter, oh, that's not overly complicated at all. I think I can definitely get to that this stream. Um, but yeah, I can definitely work from those references. Um, I got them on Twitter, but I will definitely accept your friend request on Discord in a second, because I do need to get on with the drawings. But I will accept it once I go to, or once I finish the line art portion of this, which I am about to start. I'm gonna risk putting on my stabilizer just a little. If it lags too much, I can always turn it back down. Sometimes my stabilizer makes my live stream lag because I'm live streaming from a laptop and I don't have the processing power of a desktop. But yeah, as soon as I get this done, I'll accept your friend request. And yeah, should be fun. But back to the Twitter question, if I did start using Twitter, what's some stuff you guys might like to see me tweeting? That's okay. Everybody draws differently. I mean, like, I don't think my art looks that good. But, you know, that's because I'm the one drawing it and I can see every single flaw. Sometimes other people can too, sometimes they can't. But that's life. I'm just gonna have his mouth slightly open. Have it make more sense, and I might also change that question mark to your two. Planting the seeds of Jason's future as an overprotective dad. Not that I blame him. So, let's see. What's another topic, since potential Twitter use isn't really engaging you guys? Does anybody have a favorite scary story for Halloween? I just got done recording a folk tale for my editing class. It was just kind of an audio thing, like a radio play. I can't I have to be a little more careful about copyright now. That I'm looking for a career, so I'm probably gonna go through and scrub some copyright music off my videos. But it's called Tailypo, and it's from Appalachia, and a lot of people think it's scary, and I just don't, for some reason. It was fun to record, though. I found out that if you want, like, some really gross sounds, you can eat Taipei beef and broccoli, hashtag not spawn, into the mic. Although if Taipei wanted to sponsor me, I would totally take it. I like their product, they just... I don't know why they would sponsor me, to be honest. But yeah, if you like eat some beef and broccoli in the mic, that gets you some nice gross sounding stuff that's perfect for making horror stuff. I may try to tell a different scary story, if I can come up with one, next Halloween. But I'll probably spend a lot longer on it than I did on the Tailypo thing. I think what kills it for me is that it calls itself Tailypo, and I don't... Like, that's not exactly the world's scariest name. It kind of sounds like something you would say to a child when you're still baby talking to them. Like, oh, look at the Tailypo. I don't know. If you find it scary, that's fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. That. I made his hand way too small. Or, wait, I just made his face too big. That's my problem. Do you know the way? Sadly, no. No, I don't. I do have to ask, though, is this the road to Tipperary? Oh, hey, Blevins. I'm glad to see you're back. How is the 1978 movie? Candy is firming in the fridge. Nice. I'm sorry if you guys are getting background noise. This is what I get when I don't have a soundproofed room to live stream in. I rise again. I rise again. I love doing that voice. Ooh, pretty tense, huh? That's good. I'm just trying to get more definitive twist to her midsection here. You know what voice is surprisingly really hard to do? Mickey Mouse. Like, I can maintain my deep growl for hours on end. Mickey is a strain to keep up for 15 minutes. And no, I'm not bringing Mickey Mouse into this, because it's just a really hard voice for me to do. That said, I just don't have the vocal cords for Goofy. Or Donald. It's okay. See you when you get back. Oh, they got a Kingdom Hearts 3 Mickey Funko Pop coming out. That's cool. So, let's see, what's a good question? If you guys could create anything as a university course, what would it be? No subject is too ridiculous. Just anything you think you could teach a 12-week course on. I'm not quite sure what mine would be. But I don't want to be a teacher. That's a good one. Don't be a butt to women 101. I would fund that course if I could. Hey, glad to see you're back. I was just asking everybody what course they would teach if they could come up with any subject they wanted to teach as a university course. Mine would probably be how to incorporate pockets in any clothing design, because the world just needs more pockets. That said, I'm not really qualified to teach such a class, considering I keep procrastinating on adding pockets to all my stuff. I've added pockets to 2 of my things, but there must be more. Oh, cool. Did you see any comics you want? My Christmas wish list is slowly getting more boring. Right now, the big items on it are pants and a Fitbit. Because if there's one thing that I'm really starting to resent about my doctors, it's that they assume. Oh yeah, that's Anne. Anne is Aqua's OC. Chase, this guy that I'm drawing right now, he belongs to our mutual friend I Heart Lyoko, and Jason up here belongs, well, Jason and Claire belong to our other mutual friend DinoArt65, who is usually at these streams, but he couldn't make it tonight. I just realized I have watched no staple Halloween movies. So, like, which is a shame because I have copies of both The Goonies and Young Frankenstein, and I have watched neither. And it's like, dude, what's wrong with me? I know I've said this before, but what I like about Young Frankenstein comes from the fact that I haven't seen any of the classic Frankenstein movies, but I did read Mary Shelley's book. So while Young Frankenstein may not really subvert the movies that much, it is like a beautifully crafted antithesis to the novel. Mel Brooks fixed all the problems in the novel by, like, changing it so that Victor Frankenstein actually loves his unholy creation. But you know what? It stops the monster from going on a murder spree, so hey. I saw a tweet once that was like, the monster rises from the table and it looks Victor Frankenstein in the eye and asks, "Am I the result of peer-reviewed research?" Now that would be scary. And the light's off again. Hold on. Come on. There we go. Now it's back on. Alright, I'm just gonna go to a new layer to draw Anne. And I'm just gonna draw her eyes really wide. I left Anne's headphones off, but I think I'll draw them next to her. Just to cover up that plot hole. Let's see, how's everybody doing? Is everybody doing alright? I'm not sure if the stream started freezing replies, or if I'm just kind of losing y'all. I mean, it's okay if I lose y'all, because it's late. Like, the entire point of this stream is that I'm going until midnight. I'm doing great. Still feeling that caffeine energy. I'm really glad that I cut down on caffeine for so long, because this would not have hit me like this not too long ago. Oh, cool. Um, Thank you. You really don't have to. Um, yeah, I'm in Middle Tennessee. So, like, I'm currently on Central Daylight Time. I cannot wait for the switch back to Central Standard Time. 'Cause then I get an extra hour to do things. That's gonna be fun. Not really. Well, maybe really, if I have an assignment to turn in that day. But, let's see, I do need to figure out what I want to do for my first YouTube poop, because I really do have to practice editing in more advanced. Well, I have to practice editing in general, so I guess I could start working on it in iMovie, but I'm taking classes to learn Premiere Pro, so I mean, I should probably do more personal projects in Premiere Pro. Ooh, maybe I'll watch some Mystery Science Theater 3000. Does anyone else watch MST3K? Um, I personally love that show. It's like, I grew up watching bad movies, not even ironically, like, I just kind of had uh I just kind of inherited questionable taste from my parents. Um, it's kind of funny because, um, oh, okay. Um, Man, now I have the Reptilicus rap stuck in my head. Um, Look up MST3K, The Return, uh, and then it should be like Reptilicus or Every Country Has a Monster. Um, but yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, my taste in entertainment ranges from actually kind of good to why would anybody like this? And, but I think that's okay. I think there's more to life than just having refined tastes that are objectively good, you know? So what if I think The Lion King 2 is a better story than The Lion King? Note I said story. I didn't mean that it has better dialogue, because oh boy, the dialogue in that movie is bad. Um, but just because the dialogue's bad doesn't mean the story isn't more engaging, or that the villain isn't more interesting, because let's face it, Zira's just a better villain than Scar. This is a very quick way to have some unpopular opinions, but I'm sorry, I could continue waxing poetic for a while about how much I like The Lion King 2, except for one scene, and that scene is Upendi. I mean, sure, it could also use a little less Timon and Pumbaa, but even then, I think there are some decent Timon and Pumbaa scenes in it. Let's see. I did get the Halloween edition of Incorrect Quotes posted today. I kind of didn't think that would happen, but it did. Oh, if you need to rest, go. I can always put your request on the to-do list if you want, and take a different request or something. This is really just here to be kind of a chill time. And just to have fun. You know? So, I'm gonna add links there. I don't know why, but I find the idea of Jason taking dating advice from Chase both in character and very hilarious. Because I don't think Chase's dating advice would work. At least not for Jason, because Chase may be a very sensitive person who is good at relating to his girlfriend Claire, but Aurora and Claire are very, very different people. Who like very, very different things. So, I don't really think Chase's ideas would work that well on Aurora. Alrighty. Alrighty, I'll send it to you whenever I get it done. Bye. Sleep well. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill in his other hand. Fill that in. And then draw a line like that. Fill that in. There we go. Now we've got Claire. Oh, hey Sir Kinemet, how are you doing? I don't know what I was just talking about. The conversation has kind of, well, I should say my ramblings have kind of drifted quite a bit. I am thinking about starting to use Twitter more, but I don't know really what to tweet because I don't have anything particularly interesting to say or contribute to too many conversations. I mean, not that that ever stopped anybody, but you know, I don't really see the point in putting in the effort. I like, please suspend your laughter at the word effort in relation to tweeting, but I don't really see the point in really going to the lengths to tweet if it's not going to serve a particularly useful purpose. Or like actually help anything. Let's see. Ooh, got to play Munchkin. Cool. I don't know what Munchkin is, but it sounds fun. Oh wait, Anne's shirt is not red. I'm glad it's looking good, thanks. I'm really glad that you guys like how it's turning out. You know what, I'm gonna go with kind of a pink color for the mouth. Maybe a little lighter. And then, okay, is going to be Chase's blue eye that's open, and I'm just going to match it to his pants for ease of drawing purposes. And I'm going to add a pupil there. It's okay. I'm glad you guys like how it's coming out. Ooh, Kingdom Hearts 2. Awesome. Kingdom Hearts really is fun. Even if it does have its moments where it's like really, really frustrating. And even if the voice acting in the first game is so bad. But that's okay, because it's still a great game, you know, it's very fun to play. And when it comes down to it, isn't that what games are really about? Being fun to play. Yeah, around 90 days. I only have that much time to beat the next 6 games in the series. Ah. Well, okay, not next 6 games, but next quite a lot. More than I really think I can beat. Yeah. This is gonna be interesting. So I also need to grab a nice blue for Jason's jacket. There we go. And then I'll just make the couch red. There we go. Fill this in, this. I don't know when I started coloring the couch in the gummy ship red, but apparently that's the color it is now in my mind. Maybe I just like red couches, who knows. Alrighty, let's get a background color. Okay. Just gonna go up and fill in this entire layer. Clip. And just tweak the colors a little bit. And then I guess using my watercolor, I'm going to go in with a lighter color and show the light of the TV screen. And yeah, I think I'll have some time to get to the other request. Maybe not a lot of time, but it looks like a decently easy one to do. And I'm just going to blur it out a little. Not that much. Still gotta have some good texture in there. And then I'm going to get a little less bright. There we go. And I'm also going to do this so that we can see what Jason is saying. I'm doing alright. Just, you know, I'm actually holding up a lot better than I thought I would be. So I'm excited about that. It doesn't really feel like I've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes. And I still feel pretty fresh, actually. Like I could go for a whole other hour. I'm not gonna, Because I know that's a bad idea, but still. Alright. New request, and I'm just gonna go and grab those references real quick. I'm just going to... Huh, Twitter's not letting me copy. I can save as, though. I don't want to do that. That's okay though, because I think I have a good idea what this character looks like. I'm also going to accept that friend request real quick, because I know I said I'd do it earlier and then I didn't. So, accept. And yeah, that's not going to be a problem. I can turn the correction down. So, yeah, sending me references over Twitter. I can use them, they're just kind of weird. But that's okay. I feel kind of bad for using a bit of a pin-up pose, but... well, it is what it is. I'm just trying to get this done, and pin-up poses are actually really, really flowy and quite nice. Nothing much is up. I'm just doing some quick work on this one. Before I have to call it a night with the stream. So, go. And I'm just gonna scoot over and double check. It looks alright. So now I just add some almond shaped eyes. I would show you, but Twitter seems a bit weird. I can link you to the post, I guess. I can link you to the post after the stream is over. I don't remember whether this character had pupils or not, so I'm not gonna do them just yet. I don't really know that much about this OC, so I'm sorry I don't really have that much to say. I can probably resize this head though. It's a little bit big. Go. I'm glad you like how it's going. I'm surprised we only have 10 minutes left here. I do not mind going over, just enough to finish this. If you guys are okay with it. I mean, obviously, you guys are free to tune out anytime, because, like I say pretty often, I'm the only one who's obligated to be here because I'm running it. So, get these hips up. Hips like this are fun to draw. And she's gonna have a leg coming down like this. I wish I had a better understanding of how muscles work. And then I'm going to double check what kind of anatomy this character has for the feet. Okay, so the feet are pretty human. They're not cat feet. I'm gonna change the position of her hand to look like this. There we go. That's easy. And then let's get this nail here. And now we can start adding detail. Like these silhouette details are actually from inside the ear. Again, thank you. I'm glad you like how it looks so far. Let's scoot over. So she's got some rings outside her eyes. She does not have pupils, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make her eyes solid, like this. And then I'm gonna do this face marking like that. She doesn't have a mouth. Alright, so she's got a tail tip. Like so. And then her chest is kind of divided like this. And then she has some lines, but I'm going to be adding those in coloring. But her chest division is not a, it's not a diamond, it is a triangle. Now, I could probably stand to make this a little bit smaller. Alright, time to pick up my pen and finish this. I think this is a really cool design, just personally. Alrighty, do I have any advice for dealing with an assignment you really don't want to work on? Also, thanks, I'm glad you like watching the drawing, Blevins. So for assignments I really don't want to work on, what I usually do is I usually sit down and I hammer them out first, and I get them done quickly, and I don't particularly care about my work quality. I just get them out of the way so I don't have to think about them anymore. Like, sometimes I might not even proofread it before turning it in, which I know is a bad habit, but I also know that I have pretty good grammar from the start. It's probably my biggest hang-up in free writing is that I do end up worrying about grammar when I shouldn't. But I think that might be because I have been reading since before I was old enough to form memories of learning how to read. So writing is as fluent, writing is as easy, if not easier, to me than speaking. So, I mean, maybe don't copy some of my habits. But, yeah, what I usually do is I knock it out first, and then I stop worrying about it. Now, if it's a longer term project, then you just gotta bite the bullet and keep working on it. maybe set a timer for an hour every day and work on it just for an hour every day. Or if you don't think you can stomach working on it for an hour, you know, whatever interval of time is manageable for you. Just because I can sit down for 4 to 6 hours and hammer out a paper that I don't care about doesn't necessarily mean that I can do the same with like a drawing or a piece of editing. My project management skills are really coming to bite me in in my editing class, because while I can sit down and hammer out the book assignments in a couple hours and then never think about them again until it's time to turn them in, with the larger projects I tend to procrastinate more than I should, but I can actually stop doing that with this next project. Not because I particularly want to do it. In fact, some of the stuff that we have to do is kind of scary to me. Mainly because it's just an interview, and it's the intent is to be able to use it as a digital resume, which is intimidating enough. But it also asks me things like, what is the legacy you want to leave behind as an artist? And I'm just like, I don't know. Someone who wasn't afraid to try new things. Someone who liked to challenge herself. But, I mean, I don't really think that's particularly impressive. You know, I don't have any grand answers to any of the questions. Yeah, I recommend working in like 20-minute intervals on paper. And then every 20 minutes, get up, get a snack, stretch out, think about something else if you want. Just be careful about the time you take in between your 20-minute intervals, because if you're taking 5 hours in between every 20 minutes, you're not going to be making particularly good progress. Another thing that helps me with assignments I don't want to do is if I really don't have the oomph to sit down and hammer them out and then not worry about them, is I hit the gym first. And I try to think about how I want to tackle the project while I'm working out. There's something about like the kinetic element of working out that really helps me. And I know I'm overtime, but I want to finish this so that I have a clean slate for the to-do list for next week. But yeah, I recommend taking a walk, or I don't know if you are, like, if you're an aerobics person, do some running. If you prefer weightlifting, lift some weights. But usually I find that working out lends me a sense of clarity that I don't get otherwise. I'm gonna check what colors I need for this. I wish I could download these off Twitter. Okay, so she's just kind of gray and purple with some teal blues. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to delete this layer and this set to canvas. I'm going to invert and fill with gray. And then I'm going to airbrush in some purple and blue. I could probably sand to make the gray a bit lighter. Maybe not on the darker end of mid-tone. Now let's take some purples. But I'm not really sure what to recommend if you don't like working out. Because I do, I kind of always have, which is weird considering everything about me. And I haven't really had too many instances where working out didn't help me. But that might just be because of the way my brain works. Come on. Switch. Okay, yeah, that's good for now. I'm going to grab my teal blues and actually use my pen tool to fill them in. Yeah. Fill this in. Again, I wish I knew more about this character. She has a really cool design. For this, I might actually go up and then use and then this color goes in the ears. Yeah, I personally like finishing my projects as fast as I can because, I mean, it's not that I can't wait until the last minute and do them because I'm also a very gifted procrastinator, but I'm trying to break myself of that, you know? It's gotta go, you know? Alright. I can merge that down now. I'm gonna take a look at some of the other patterns in this character. Yeah, that's a pretty sound way to work, I find. So now I'm going to take some darker blues. I'm gonna do a thing. Let's have it set to dawn. Okay. Let's change the color. There we go. Okay. We're gonna come down this and this and this. Maybe a third line. Down this. And like all the way down to her feet. Okay. It turns out this like this. Alrighty. So, yeah, that is a pretty good method. Anyway, I'm going to duplicate this layer. And then I'm going to blur out the first version. And then with this version, I'm going to manage the hue and the brightness up, desaturate it some. Not a whole lot, but enough. That is the underlay. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to to normal, and then I'm going to make these thinner. Hopefully. Alright, so now we're going to reinstate the glow. Set it to dodge. And then filter hue. Take down the saturation. Raise the brightness. And I'm going to blur it out a little bit more. Go. Deselect. And I'm going to make a nice background color. And then I'm going to take this color and just airbrush a little reflection on the ground. Of her glowing meets it. I would call it ambient occlusion, but that's not really the word. Alrighty. So I think this is actually done. We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into this stream. So thank you guys for bearing with me for 15 minutes over time. I will see you guys next week where we will be doing some more requests. And have a happy rest of your night. It's been fun. And just enjoy the rest of your night. Get some sleep. I know we're all night owls here. But bye.